Listen live on the internet. Coming up, anger, disappointment, and extreme worry about what the future holds. The reaction of some residents of the Ashanti region capital, Kumasi, to the announcement of power outages from 7 p.m. each day.
Don't our leaders feel shy about this? Mahama used to take our light in the afternoon.
The Electricity Company of Ghana says it intends to reduce power cuts by 70% with a $130 million investment in technology. We have details.
These drones will fly on the lines, identify where we have vegetation challenges, and then intervene before they encroach on them.
We'll tell you more as some power consumers remain unimpressed. Also in this package, Ewutu Senya East Municipal Security Council to roll out enhanced security measures within Kaswa and its environs following concerns of a surge in violent crimes there.
Kaswa has gained notoriety. I've realized that Kaswa has been associated with the murder, and it is properly so because it is easier that way. And Kaswa sells in the bad news.
Well, in the wake of the ritual killing of a 10-year-old boy by two teenagers, parents and community leaders in the Kaswa area are leading a campaign to clamp down on notoriety among the youth as friends of the deceased share their fondest memories of him.
Every day when I don't have money, and Abdullah will give me money to go and buy. So every day if you close, some woman sells sobri, will buy one CD for me.
Also in our build-up to Joy News' latest Hotline documentary, Crushed, we tell you the heartbreaking story of 29-year-old Mark Ofuswampedu, who died in a car crash last year. And in sports,
we hear from Mariano Barreto, who says there is a disconnect between the quality of players at Kumasi Asante Kotoko and the team's position on the Ghana Premier League table.
Also, the Duke of Edinburgh and husband of the British monarch Queen Elizabeth, Prince Philip, has died at the age of 99, according to the Buckingham Palace. Will be live in London. And later in the bulletin, how to earn the tag legend.
If God gave you a chance to do something, you have to do it well so that people will appreciate it and they will give you the name legend. This is Abrante Amachi, the Mr. Serious.
We'll tell you what to expect as we profile high life legend Amachi Dede on E-Vibe, our entertainment show, later this weekend. Thanks for making time to be with us. We are home of independent, fearless, and credible journalism. Details in a moment. Thanks for your company. This afternoon, we start from the Ashanti region capital, Kumasi. Some residents are not taking kindly to the announcement of more power outages from 7 p.m. each day. The Electricity Company of Ghana and power transmitter Gridco on Thursday met civil society organizations in Accra and explained the causes of the outages and solutions following weeks of intermittent outages in various parts of the country.
Power transmitter Gridco and distributor ECG took the civil society organizations through the causes of the recent outages and the solutions to the problem.
These SCADA systems are control centers. So when there is a fault, we can do switching from the control center. We don't have to drive to the substation to carry out switching.
The CSOs were not impressed.
What is happening? You be at home, your light is off. You have a planned meeting. You cannot have the meeting because the light is off in your office.
We don't care about your grammar. We don't care about your figures and your graph and your charts. We want our power.
Energy Minister Matthew Poku Prempeh says there will be more outages in May.
There will be systematic power outages. So we have invited both ECG and Gridco. Let's set a plan and communicate to the people who will be affected. It happened.
ECG announced a $130 million plan which will reduce outages by 70%.
These drones will fly on the lines, identify where we have vegetation challenges, and then intervene before they encroach on the line. Devices that can remove transient faults. The government of Ghana is supporting us with about $130 million to deploy these devices across the network.
Well, Joseph Akable filed that report. At that program, a specific question was asked about the situation in Kumasi, with Managing Director of the ECG, Kwame Ajiman-Budu, indicating there's likely to be outages at 7 p.m. each day, depending, on the demand for power.
The 161 is loaded, congested, and they are trying to build another 330. So during the peak period, the load increases, and then we don't want the system to collapse, so they will take us off so that it will bring down the load. So we've elected the customers to be on a guide that's 7 to, yes, we don't know, today it can come today, it might not come tomorrow. It depends the load balancing.
Kwame Ajiman Budu is Managing Director of ECG. Prince Apia is with sister station Love FM in Kumasi. He joins us on the line. Prince, you've been speaking to residents. They've been reacting. Some are upset, some are worried, some are just frustrated.
Yes, Dennis. Most of the residents I spoke to are not excited about it. First, the information coming from the power agencies are saying 3 days. They are not specific on which days the lights will go off, and for residents, they are still uncertain about how they are going to put together their things to be able to brace themselves for the continuous power cuts. And so they are not excited. What they want is that the problem be addressed and be solved so that they can go about their normal duties.
Can't say 64 years.
We are still talking about doing so in a country that is 64 years. Don't our leaders feel shy about this? When other countries are eradicating unemployment, we still can't fix doing so. I feel so shy for our leaders. Do they even travel?
Mahama used to take our light in the afternoon. And if someone tries to steal from you in the afternoon, you would see the person. But Nana Akufo-Addo is taking our lights in the evening. Won't thieves come after us? If he put off the light in the evening, how do people go?
I don't like these power outages at all because we pay for it whether or not the light goes off. I'm not happy about the outages at all. Every government makes us experience this. It will get to a point no one will even want to vote to elect leaders who will come and not do anything about this. My landlord will take his rent regardless of the power crisis.
So many people are using electricity for their work. So if there is any problem, they have to solve it before all these things should come. But right now, it has impromptu issued. So the country economy will face problem, and individual business will also will collapse.
Almost 90% of our jobs in Ghana uses light. When the person comes to buy a charger, you don't test it for him or her. He or she will not buy it. He will tell you that when the light comes, you will come back and buy it. Who knows? Maybe he or she is heading towards town where there is light. When he reaches town, you just buy it.
Some residents of Kumasi reacting to the announcement of likely outages at 7 p.m. each day. Well, energy analyst Kwame Jantua says regular investment in the power sector is the only way of avoiding a return to power crisis.
For me, we're chasing our tail. If there's not constant money in ECG and Gridco for them to do the work that they are supposed to do, we are chasing our tail. Whatever they do, it's not Pokwasi and Kaswa that will solve the problem. It's constant maintenance, constant investment. And so maybe if you look at the PDS situation, where 500 million was to be put in. Once PDS came in, the losses cut down. Losses are now nearly 26%. And so if we are not able to handle those losses, if you're not able to put the money in to build the infrastructure on a continuous basis, we are chasing our tail. It will happen again. Give us another 5 years. It will happen again.
Kwame Jantua is an energy analyst away from the power sector. The Ewutu Senior East Municipal Security Council says it will roll out enhanced security measures within Kaswa and its environs following concerns of a surge in violent crimes there. The town, home to people of diverse backgrounds, including foreigners, has been in the news in recent times for one violent crime or the other. The latest, the gruesome murder of a 10-year-old Ishmael Mensah Abdallah, allegedly by two teenagers. Now, the two prime suspects told the police after the arrest that a spiritualist demanded a human being and 5,000 cedis in exchange for riches. The municipal chief executive, Michael Isuman Mensah, tells Joy News the assembly and the police is doing more to ensure there's improved security in the area.
Most of the happenings are not within the jurisdiction of Kaswa. Just that by the mere reason that Kaswa has gained notoriety in the past and that it is a nodal town, and because of the markets that it is associated with, so that therefore people are easily capable of identifying, or if you like, giving a relative kind of location that, oh, this place near Kaswa, you can hear Kaswa Adewuka. And Adewuka is very far away from Kaswa, about 15 kilometers from Kaswa, but they say Kaswa Adewuka. So this is how we find ourselves. But then, within the boundaries of Kaswa, security is very, very much under control. I've realized that Kaswa has been associated with the murder, and it is properly so because it is easier that way. And Kaswa sells in the bad news. And so I am here on compassionate grounds. The regional minister has also come on grounds of compassion. Indeed, the children, even though they are above the criminal liability age of 12, which is the statutory law of Ghana, however, they are not, I'm not sure that on their own they'll be able to form such a wicked menstrual of killing one of their own, especially when they play together. There must be somebody behind. And because crimes like this, it can be cross-jurisdictional, and that it could even be that the person who is encouraging or who encouraged them is living within my jurisdiction.
Michael Esuman Mensah is MCE for the Ewutu Senya East Municipality. A member of parliament for adjoining Botiano English Yamanfro constituency, Sylvester Tete, who is also the vice chairman for the communications committee in parliament, says there is a need to regulate TV content. He's also urging parents to look out for negative traits in the youth. We'll hear from him shortly, but first, Maxwell Agbagba reports on the burial of the 10-year-old.
Tears as the hearse carrying 10-year-old Ishmael pulls up in front of his residence. People from all walks of life have gathered to say their final goodbyes. Ishmael is on a stretcher covered with a piece of cloth.
It appears to be the end of the road for little Ishmael, but persons who are gathered here believe that it is the beginning of a better journey. I've been speaking to his best friend.
My teacher told me that my best friend, then I see that he's lying. Everybody was saying, and I go and watch the video on my teacher's phone.
You watched the video?
Yes, on my teacher's phone. I saw it that Abdullah have done. It was a bad news.
What are your fondest memories of him?
Every day when I don't have money, and Abdullah will give me money to go and buy. So every day if you close, some woman sells sobri, you buy one CD for me. You buy one CD for me. If you ask Abdullah, so you should buy one sobri for you, he will buy it. He will buy it, and he's a very good boy.
I've also been talking to his class teacher, who says his contributions towards class discussions will definitely be missed.
He's very good. He's obedient. He's not a dull type. He's always punctual in class. He really loves everybody in the school. He's caring, he's generous, he's kind. So we can't forget Ishmael just like that. No one expected this to happen to Ishmael. So we are all down. We are in examination week, and then things are not going on well for us.
Maxwell Agbagba with that report. Let's now hear for MP for Botiano English Yamanfro and Vice Chairman of Parliament's Communications Committee, Sylvester Tete.
This area is part of my constituency. We are here to commensurate with the family. We have the world standard of police per 1,000 persons in an area, and of course we need some infrastructure to be able to combat crime in every vicinity. So we won't rule out lack of logistics or lack of enough presence of policemen and women. But this particular incident, I'm not too sure. In a neighborhood like this, you have to have a police officer policing 2 or 3 young people playing in the vicinity. I'm not too sure, no matter the degree of policing you give in the community, will require this. Crime is a crime, irrespective of how it comes. And I know that crime anywhere is treated as such. We must go, the influx of foreigners, of course, Ghana is a big country, play host to a lot of people. it does not mean we should lose our guard as far as security is concerned because of influx of our neighbors coming into this country. So for me, I think that we must, as a matter of fact, intensify our security. We must, as a country and as a community, also be our neighbors' keeper. And as parents, as we raise our kids, we must look out for straight in our kids and refer them for assistance.
Finally, before you go, a lot of people raise concerns about the activities of traditional priests and spiritualists.
Well, I'm a member and a vice chairman of the Communications Committee in Parliament, where these things, the laws, falls under our purview. We'll come back to that discussion. I believe that they are calling, but we'll come back to have that discussion.
What do you think should be done in the interim?
Well, we need to have the law to regulate content on our media space.
You heard that Sylvester Teta, he's MP for Botiano, English and Manfred constituency. Well, a quick update from the police. The Criminal Investigations Department is assuring of swift investigation and prosecution of suspects. DSP Julian Obing is PRO.
Like said, the case is quite sentimental. We do not want to toy or play with emotions at this moment. That Charity for now is being held for the offense of abetment to commit crime, to wit, murder. And so for Charity, that's what's holding her in the police custody for now. Going forward, if I need to come back, I'm sure I'll be able to come back with other details that you would need to know.
DSP Julian Obing is Public Relations Officer of the police CID. Away from that, no parent ever wishes to bury any of their children, but gradually road traffic accidents are making this happen to many parents in Ghana. As we build up to our latest Hotline documentary, Crashed, we share with you the heartbreaking story of 29-year-old Mark Ofusuampedu, who died in a car crash last year.
29-year-old Mark Ofusuampedu Jr. was among the thousands who were killed in road accidents last year. In January 2020, he was crushed to death on his way from Oyarifa to Accra. His parents cannot wipe their tears over it. His mother, Cecilia Ofusuampedu, cannot understand how she could lose her last born under such circumstances.
I told him that Sunday is a Sunday, so my dress, everything is ready. So you leave your dress and everything, then when I come, I'll iron it. So he left. Then he came back and said, Mommy, I'll be back soon.
Little did she know that the "I will be back soon" promise was going to be the last statement from her beloved son.
If Dinia will not come and sleep, he will call or send a message. I checked my phone, there was nothing on it. Then immediately I started panicking.
As with most mothers, her maternal instinct of a sixth sense kept signaling her there was something wrong. A call from Mark's boss early the next morning confirmed her worst fears.
He said, somebody said he saw the car in an accident and they've rushed him to hospital also. In fact, we started calling everybody that we knew.
Is it not that young man whom they brought and sent him straight to the morgue? So I decided to rush there, and lo and behold, when he was lying on a stretcher. Mention his name, there was no response.
Well, you will hear similar stories on that documentary produced by Seth Kwame Boateng, Crashed. It airs on the 12th of April at 8 p.m. on all multimedia platforms. Now, it's time for Around the Country. In the Ashanti region, residents living near the Oti landfill site are worried about the indiscriminate dumping of untreated fecal matter into the Oda River. Correspondent Prince Apia has more.
4 communities, Oti, Aprabon, Atonsuk Wade, and Dompoase, are the most affected by the indiscriminate discharges. The discharge does not go directly into the water, but it does go through a seepage from the landfill site to the Oda River. The fecal discharge in this region emits an unbearable stench. Emmanuel Kofi Mensah is chairman of the Landlords Association at the area.
They pour the fecal discharge in the gutter and it goes straight to the Oda. Sometimes they pour it on the road and the stench is unbearable.
Prince Apia with that report. Let's move now to the northern region. Some residents of Kapuhini in the Sanarugo municipality have turned the premises of a health facility into a place of convenience. Regional correspondent Martina Bugri has that story.
It is a common sight to spot residents in the night defecating around the health facility. The daring ones sometimes even come in the afternoon whilst health care is being delivered. This is said to be affecting healthcare delivery following the stench that overwhelms the facility and the flies that takes over the place. Physician assistant of the health center, Zakaria Said, said the facility is currently recording more typhoid and cholera cases due to the indiscriminate dumping of waste and open defecation the community is practicing.
Malaria is over the top among the first 10, top 10 causes of OPD cases.
You heard that report by Martina Bugri. Let's take you now to the Upper West region. That's the home region of the Speaker of Parliament, Alban Bagbin. He returned home yesterday and held a Thanksgiving event attended by many high-ranking political figures. Rafiq Salam is our correspondent there. Well, we'll bring you that report later. But in the Oti region, residents in the Nkwanta South municipality are calling on authorities to fix a metal bridge which they say has become a death trap.
Bent steel, caved-in plates, broken bolts and nuts, leaving an arm of the bridge hanging are the initial physical evidence of a faulty bridge to the ordinary eye. This is dangerous to any first-time user. The bridge is broken and disjointed. On the 4th of September 2020, when the roads minister Amokwata visited the steel bridge and realized its danger to lives and properties, his order was for it to be fixed immediately.
Immediately, okay?
Nothing has, however, been done so far. We are told the steel bridge is just about 2 years old.
Last year, Minister Makwata was there to inspect it, and he was very furious about the contractor who did that work. The bridge is not up to 2 years old, so he doesn't understand why the bridge should be in that situation. But since he left, nothing. The bridge that separates Shari from Nkwanta is now a very serious death trap.
That report was filed by Oti region correspondent Peter Senu. Let's take you back to the Upper West region where Speaker of Parliament Alban Sumana Babin has been visiting. Rafiq Salam is our correspondent there.
The backdrop was without any scintilla of controversy and unorthodox, just like the man. It was a fitting symbol to a man who spent 28 years in Parliament as legislature and crowned it as a speaker at a time that the nation is sharply divided. Evidence in the hung Parliament, the onus lies on him to stay focused, drive the country in unison and to safety.
I am chosen as a speaker who is neither a member of Parliament of the majority group because they have 137 plus 1, and that is why I refer to it as majority group. And I'm also not a member of the ruling government.
He's already aware of the albatross hanging on his neck.
To look at all Ghanaians, not some, not party, not tribe, not region, but our motherland, Ghana.
Upper West region correspondent Rafiq Salam with that report, ending today's edition of Around the Country. You're listening to the Midday News on Joy 99.7 FM. We'll take a quick breather. When we come back, how to end the tag legend.
Give you a chance to do something. You have to do it well so that people will appreciate it and they will give you the name legend. This is Abrante Amachi the day, Mr. Serious.
We'll tell you what to expect as we profile high life legend Amachi Dede on this weekend's edition of E-Vibe. Thanks for staying on the Midday News. It's now time for sports with Hans.
Benes Asante Kotoko, of course, recorded their biggest victory this season in the Ghana Premier League after thumping Bichim United 4-0 at home over the weekend. The victory only has the Porcupine Warriors third on the league table with 31 points Many would have thought that this would make new Kotoko coach Mariano Barreto happy, but the former Ghana coach is not satisfied as he sees a disconnect between the quality his team possesses and their position on the league table.
I think they are accepting very well because even they feel that the position on the table that I find when I arrive was not deserved when we're comparing his individual skills and his individual capacity or how they can perform. I think they are realizing that they are not doing everything they can do. Because it's not only wearing the jersey and we say, we are Kotoko, so it will be easy. It's finished. Long time this not happens. You wear the jersey of Kotoko because someone chooses you, because you are one of the best in your position in this country. So this is why you are here.
Mariano Barreto is the head coach of Kumasi Asante Kotoko. That's your sports.
Thank you, Hans. Now to some sad news. The Buckingham Palace has announced the death of the Duke of Edinburgh, Prince Philip, who's also husband of British monarch Queen Elizabeth II. A statement from Buckingham Palace said His Royal Highness passed away peacefully this morning at Windsor Castle. The couple had 4 children, 8 grandchildren and 10 great-grandchildren. Prime Minister Boris Johnson spoke briefly about the development.
He helped to steer the royal family and the monarchy so that it remains an institution indisputably vital to the balance and happiness of our national life. He was an environmentalist and a champion of the natural world, long before it was fashionable. With his Duke of Edinburgh award scheme, he shaped and inspired the lives of countless young people, and in literally tens of thousands of events, he fostered their hopes and encouraged their ambitions. We remember the Duke for all of this, and above all, for his steadfast support for Her Majesty the Queen.
You heard the Prime Minister Boris Johnson speaking about the death of the Duke of Edinburgh, Prince Philip. Sorry, we can't take you to London at the moment, but in subsequent bulletins, we'll get a reaction on this from Baba Tando, who is there. Now, High Life musician Amachi Dede has rightly earned the tag legend for the amazing tunes he served Ghanaians for many years. He features on this week's edition of E-Vibes, which profiles amazing Ghanaian talents. Here's what to expect.
I always say that age is a club. If you are ready to join the group, then you join them. But I'm Brantia Amachi Dede. I'm not ready to join because I know I must still look young. If God gave you a chance to do something, you have to do it well so that people will appreciate it and they will give you the name legend. This is Abrante Amachi Dede, Mr. Serious.
I know this is one you don't want to miss. The full show airs on the Joy News channel on Saturday at 8:30 a.m. with a repeat on Sunday at 10:30 a.m. But we've got a lot lined up for you this weekend, and Mapita Sibidi has details of that.
Bonus tonight, Aisha Ibrahim on PM Express at 9 p.m. sits down with the voices of Cosmopolitan Mix on Joy 99.7 FM, Doreen Ando.
Keep your messages coming in 055 11 11 997.
It's been my real school of life. Because a lot of things that I have learned about life, I have learned in 355 Hanover Street.
For our car lovers, still on the Joy News channel, Kojo Youngson brings us AutoZone.
Ghana Motors is the official distributor of Kia cars here in Ghana. This week, we bring you the review of the brand new luxury design Kia Sorento. Join us on the AutoZone this Saturday at 4:30 with a repeat on Sunday at 3 p.m.
And we also have an exclusive with Ghanaian American comedian Michael Blackson.
For some reason, when you have an accent and you try to tell a joke, it makes the joke so much funnier. I know my people at the same time. My people are very sensitive, you know, especially Ghanaians.
Yeah.
Very sensitive. When I come to do a show here, I'm nervous every time. Take that character from coming to America, I want to throw him here and make a movie, you know, and I want to shoot in Ghana.
The full show is on the Joy News channel today at 2:30 p.m. and Saturday 4 p.m.
Fully packed weekend. Well, that'll be it for this edition of the Midday News here on Joy 99.7 FM with me, Bernice Abubedulansa. Really appreciate your company. There's more news when you log on to myjoyonline.com. Do stay with us. Dr. Menso Otabel is next with Relationship Episode 12.
Hey, my phone is broken. My phone is broken.
We've all been here before. The moment when your heart literally stops beating and you see your entire social life and